We'll get to the engine now. We basically pulled as we said, we pulled the engine out. We pulled the head off, put some titanium springs in it that we got, and keepers, that came from MAP Cycle out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Steve picked up these exhaust pipes. We originally were going to go with the TT style pipes. We said, you know, we really kind of like this high pipe. It adds a lot of luster to the bike, especially since the side panels from the stock machine were removed. So the pipes eBayed, I think they're around $120, $130, so it wasn't too bad. Quality of chrome looks pretty good. You'll see a couple of dimples there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the importance of not riding with short pants on. Carburetors went to the Makunis. Nothing against Amel carburetors. They just have a tendency to slide or wear out on these things pretty fast. Any of you British riders know exactly what I'm talking about there. The Makuni setup from MAP Cycle came with the carburetors, and it came with the boots and the 2-into-1 cable. The whole package was, I believe, just around $260. Not a bad investment. Makunis hold together real well. Very tunable carburetor, so we're pretty happy with that. Battery box, used a stock strap here, but we went down to the sheet metal shop there and had a friend of mine bend up this nice little stainless box, so we kind of put dressed that up a little bit. Also, the stock battery for the Triumph is a 12N9 4B1. Not a bad battery. I wanted to try to upgrade it a little bit, keep as much strong juices in here as I could. So I upgraded to a YTX 12BS battery, about $55 from your local motorcycle shop. So that fixed all that. We took care of all that. We found us the nice K&N air filters, easy to remove, easy to service. Then I started using a little bit of my trickery for my Japanese motorcycle days. A lot of these air cleaners will come with what I call a gaudy hose clamp, and I did a measurement on them and found the measurement to be pretty much the same size as a Honda VTX 1300, the clamps that they use. So I used a nice clamp right here that you can barely even see. Goes on, looks a lot cleaner, does its job. The mirrors on motorcycles, folks, very important to a lot of people. The Triumph's not exactly the smoothest motorcycle in the world. I choose to turn my head, but old Johnny Law there, he likes to have a mirror on here, so we put a nice little small dental mirror on there. Perfectly legal, it works. Moving around to the rear of the motorcycle, the same thing. We bought the rim, re-spoked the Buchanan spokes. The suspension, I picked up the suspension from Works Performance. Very, very great outfit over there at Works Performance. These cats have been in the game for quite some time. You give them your weight, the bike's weight, how you ride, and they will set you up with the right shock and spring combination. Only about $400, and it took care of that. Small things on here, folks. These are things you can do in your garage. You don't have to be some big CNC machinist or anything, but a lot of the subtleties that you can do right at home, and that's one of the beautiful things about building bikes like this, is getting there and actually physically making parts. I'll show you a couple that we did. We took the bracket here. This is a typical inch and a half pipe bracket here, but we had to make a nice clamp for it to get up to the shock bolt. So I took a piece of 3/16 aluminum, bent it, sanded it, polished it, rounded it, and boom, there she is. Same thing with your brake stay arm. The brake arm on the stock Triumph is a black flat piece of steel, functional, does its job. I wanted a little bit more flair, so same thing. Took a piece of flat aluminum, cut it to length, drilled the holes, put some nice little trick cooling holes in there, and polished that up, so there's a nice little brake arm there. Something that was done at home. Whole project took about 3 hours, and out of pocket had to be all of maybe $15. On your handlebars, stock steel handlebars, aftermarket bars from Tucker Rocky. Product only cost about $17. Very easy to find. Same with the aftermarket switches. Grips, $17. Lever assembly, stole this off my flat tracker. This is one of the original Matador setups here. Very trick stuff back in the day. Had to have it. And that, folks, for the most part, covers it. It's a 1974. She's a blast to ride. And I've had it since 1982, and I still don't think through all that time I've got more than probably $5,000 tied up in this motorcycle. So if you want to go for a look, you don't have a huge back pocket. It's restoration's not really in the question. You want to build you a nice little custom, this is a fine way to go. I happen to go for the Triumph because I have a very big love for British motorcycles, Triumph in particular, but I've seen several of like the Yamaha 650s, the old XS 650 specials done up this same way. Very nice looking motorcycles. So if you want to build you something that's a little bit different, remember it's not really as expensive as you think if you just apply a little bit of ingenuity, and there you go. Folks, we had a lot of fun talking to you today about this Triumph motorcycle, and I had a lot of fun putting this thing together. That's part of the enjoyment out of a finished product, is the actual fun and you have putting these things together. But the big folks' fun is riding it. So this is Jon Vedas for Moto20 TV. We'll see you next time.